Alright, what's good everybody? This is your big boy Scatterplate back with a brand new video. I know you guys can remember this beat. We were mixing it in the previous tutorial, and I promised you guys we're gonna be back and we're gonna be mastering this beat the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna be doing a quick tutorial on how to master a beat in FL Studio, and we're gonna be making this go loud. So you guys better watch and learn. If you are yet to see the mixing video, make sure you go back, check how we mixed this beat, and then come back to this one and watch how we master. Alright, so this is the beat. I exported it in the WAV format, and then I opened the new FL Studio window and I dragged and drop. Right, so the beat is right there. So the first thing you have to do before you start mastering is to make sure that you maintain the original tempo of the song, right? So this song was at tempo 102, so I'm gonna set my tempo to 102. Okay, and then secondly, I'm gonna double click on it. It's gonna open this window. I'm gonna go right here and say route to free track. It's gonna route the instrumental into an empty mixer track. Okay, so when we play, you can see it shows right there. Okay, then next, when you're mastering, as I said in the mixing tutorial, you want to find the loudest part in the song, which is usually the chorus most of the time, but we also do have songs that have a very loud climax. So if your climax is loud, you can select it, but for this case I'm gonna go with the chorus because it is the loudest. Okay, we call it the loudest because this is the slot where most of the instruments are gonna be playing, so that is where you wanna master the track. Okay, and get it louder, so that when it plays the club, it's gonna sound big. Okay, so we are done right here with the playlist. I'm gonna go back into the mixer. We have already had the track routed to our channel. Alright, it's already routed the channel. Make sure your master track has no plugin, okay, before you start doing your mastering. Right, so it is very simple. When you're mastering, we're just gonna do some little bit of EQing, and then we're gonna drop a limiter in there, and then we're gonna drop a multiband compressor, and then we're gonna add some saturation, and then we're gonna go loud. Okay, so first thing first, go into your audio settings and turn the volume to 50. Okay, should be half the percentage of the volume, because when you're mastering, you don't master at a loud volume. Okay, now go to your master track. The first thing you're gonna pull out is gonna be a limiter. Pull out your limiter, go into the compressor. We're just now about to master this track, so you guys better watch keenly. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do right here on your limiter, before you process anything, you're gonna go on the attack and the release. Okay, so you're gonna turn up your attack up to about right there. Your attack has to be shorter, or how do I say, your attack has to be longer than your release. So because we have turned up our attack, we're gonna turn down our release. Okay, because what we're trying to set right here is to set our compressor to delay to attack functioning and delay to release, so that it won't be straining, so that the beat or the track you're trying to master does not strain. Okay, and then next, we are gonna now play with the threshold and the ratio to a point where we feel we are not over compressing the track. Okay, so you guys can watch what I'll do. Simple like that. You can see I've just done some small bit of compression right there. We don't want to over compress the track because we have already limited most of the channels when we were mixing. So when you're mastering, you're just trying to level up the volume and go loud, right? So you just do some very little compression, okay? Depending on how you did your mix. So you have done a loud mix, you just do some little bit. If you've done quiet mix, you also compress to that level, okay? So right here, I think I feel my compressor sounds good. I'm gonna listen again. Okay, right there it sounds good. Next, I'm gonna pull out my parametric EQ, okay? Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you choose to begin with your limiter and then your EQ, or you begin your EQing and then the limiter. It is up to you. That doesn't really mean much when you are working, okay? It just depends on your workflow and how you love it, okay? So next, I'm gonna EQ. We're just gonna cut out some of the sounds that we feel should not be in that mix or in that final sound. So we're gonna be checking the lows, the highs, and somewhere around the mid, okay? Somewhere around the mid, just to make the beat sound a little bit more clear, okay? So we're gonna start with the low. I'm gonna pull out the order, give it a step 8, and I'm gonna say high pass, okay? Then we're gonna take it higher right there, okay? And then we're gonna go up to the end right there. So when you play the instrumental, you can see right here we have some sound that is not really needed in the track. So we want to cut it out so that we can hear the bass and the kick clearly, right? So that these other sounds that are right here do not clog in the mix, okay? So you guys can watch what I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. That is at around 34 hertz, 33 hertz. So I'm gonna stop right there because we have some sounds here that I don't want them to be in the final master of the track, okay? Next, I'm gonna work on the highs. So I'm gonna do the same and cut off the highs that I don't really need in the mix, okay? So I'm gonna go right there, give it a step 8, and then give it a low pass, okay? I'm gonna go up to the end, and then I'm gonna come back and find where the sound sounds so sweet, and I'm gonna stop, okay? So you guys gonna watch. Alright, sounds good right there, okay? The next thing I'm gonna do on this EQ right here at the low mid, we normally have those sounds that normally clog right here. So I want to check if there's anything there, and then I'm gonna clean it. If there's nothing, I'm gonna leave it that way, right? So you guys just watch what I do. You can feel that. We can feel that there's this sound that's there that is making some noise. That is what I'm gonna pull out. So I'm gonna go low. Just a little bit like that, and then I'm gonna expand. Just about right there, okay? Just about right there. And then you can also do the same in the highs and check if there's any sound that you don't want, you take it out. Simple like that, okay? We are done with the EQ. We are not gonna do anything more. With mastering, you're just trying to polish up your audio before you give it a final touch for it to go and play somewhere. So you don't want to do so much with it, because you're gonna ruin the originality of the mix, right? So I'm gonna stop right there. Just gonna close the EQ. So we have our EQ, we have our limiter. The next thing I'm gonna pull out is the Fruity Multiband compressor, okay? So this band, we're going to try to balance the lows, the mids, and the highs together, and then after that we're gonna move next, okay? So you're gonna mute the low, and listen to the highs and the band. Mostly what we normally do when we are mixing professionally, we just listen to the lows and the highs, and then the mix, the mid will be balanced, okay? So I'm gonna start by listening to the lows. So we hit mute and mute the high band and the mid band. So when you play the instrumental, you can only hear the lows, okay? So what you do, just play a little bit with the threshold and the ratio. You don't overdo it, you just do it very gently, okay? So the first thing you do, the way we did with our limiter when we were starting, you turn up your attack and let your low remain right there, okay? And then just put a little bit of compression right there, just a little bit of the threshold and a little bit of the ratio, and stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. You can see this is the level, and then it shows you right here how much compression you've done, okay? So your compression should not be too much. You can see mine is just right about there. So I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna mute the low, and I'm gonna go to the highs. I think my highs are not really shouty, so with this mix I'm not gonna do anything to the highs. So I'm gonna unmute the low, and I want to listen to the instrumental. We have muted the mid band. I think I can compress the mid a little bit. So you do what you've done in the first place. You turn up your attack, and then play a little bit with the ratio and the threshold, okay? And then you check your compression. It should not be too much, should not be higher than the low. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So you just balance. You see, I've balanced the lows and the mid, and it sounds good. But originally, most of the times when we are mastering, somebody might send you a track to master the track for him. So what you do, you listen to the lows and listen to the highs, and when they sound good, of the mid is gonna fit into the mix. Okay, but for this beat, you've seen I've balanced the lows and the mid because my highs are not so bad, right? So I'm gonna close the multiband compressor. I saw some of my friends, when they are mastering, they try to pull out another limiter right here, but for me, I'm not gonna do that. You can also choose to pull out a parametric EQ right there and also EQ the track, but I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go right here into the lower slots and I'm gonna pull out Maximus. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to drop some saturation to our beat, and then after we have some good saturation, we are gonna go loud with the track. Okay, so we're gonna play with the saturation right here. Okay, so you guys can watch what I do. I think I love that one. Okay, this is what saturation does. Okay, I am gonna mute the Maximus plugin. I want you guys to look at the meter right here. Okay, you will see the bands are trying to, the dBs are not aligned, but when we put on the saturation, you'll see that they align and play at the same level. Okay, so let me mute this one, and then I'm gonna play the beat. You guys look at what the meter will do. All right, and then I'm gonna turn up the saturation again. Look at what the meter will do. You guys do note the difference that the meter, when the Maximus saturation is on, plays at the same level, but when it is off, it does not play at the same level. So that is what saturation does to your master. Okay, so it tries to maintain the volume so that at the time you master the track, they will play at the same volume you've given them. Okay, so I'm gonna close this one. That is our saturation. Now we are gonna go loud. Okay, we are really gonna go loud with this track right there. I'm gonna pull out, what should we use? Okay, let us use the limiter. Let's use the limiter to go loud. Okay, so I'm gonna set my ceiling, the green one, to negative 0.1. Okay, right there, and I'm gonna turn up my attack and lower my release, just the way we have been doing from before. Alright, so I want to use the gain to go loud, and I'll be listening and watching how the track behaves, and if there are any changes that I'm supposed to do, I'll let you guys know. So if you're using your headsets or your monitors, this is the point you try to turn them down, because this beat is gonna scream. We want to go loud. This beat is gonna scream. So make sure you've turned down the volume of your PC or your monitor or your headset, okay? So let us go loud. Okay, sounds good. I know this is not loud enough, but we can do some comparison. Okay, we can do some quick comparison so that you look at the waves. What you're gonna do, we're gonna export this beat. We export as an MP3, and we're gonna say dancehall master. We're gonna say mastered, we're gonna say save, okay? And then make sure you maintain the quality of the plugins. You're gonna put on some dithering onto that, okay? And then we're gonna export. Boom boom. Nice. Just opened where it has saved the beats. So we're gonna find the dancehall master. Where it is here. We're gonna pull it and drag it into FL Studio. Alright, you guys can see we have a difference between the waves. Let us open the mix. This was the beat before it was mastered, okay? And this is the beat after it has been mastered, right? Now let us listen to the mastered beat. Go into your master, turn off the plugins, and then mute the original mix, and let us listen to the beat. Okay, you guys can already tell the difference. I wanted to add something and say we do have producers who normally love to go louder than this, okay? So we're gonna do something that is louder than that one, and then we're gonna export and then bring it back, and we're gonna check out the difference, okay? So let us take this one higher, the Maximus, take it a little bit higher, and then save preset of the limiter you used and drop it down in the empty plugin or effect slot, and then reset the gain, and we're gonna go loud again, okay? So we're gonna be having two limiters acting on the volume of the beat at the same time, okay? So we're gonna go loud again. So if your headset and monitor is loud, turn it down again, right? I want to add more volume to the beat so that you guys can see the two kinds of mastering volumes that you can look for, okay? So let's go loud again. Let me just turn this one down just a little bit. Okay, right there. I'm gonna export with these effects again. Export MP3, and we're gonna say dancehall mastered we're gonna give it 2. All right, and we say save. Make sure your dithering is on when you are exporting a mastered track, and then we say export. Bam bam. It is very fast. It is very fast. My PC is about to 23%. Okay, we're gonna go and pull that one, drag and drop into FL Studio. I want to show you something. Sorry about that. It does happen. All right, you guys can already see the difference between the 3. I'm gonna go into my master and I'm gonna turn off the effects because it's gonna be shouting again. Now this one, the waves, this one was before the track was mastered, right? And then we did the first mastering with the first volume, and we were able to get this one, these waves. You can see, you can be able to tell the difference. The track is bolder, it is louder, and all right. And then for the third mastering, for the second mastering, we also had the same track at a different volume, and you guys can see and tell the difference. This was the second one, and this was the third one. So let us listen to both of them, the first master and the second master, and I want you guys to check the channel. You can see how louder the track is. Alright, you can see where the meter level is. That was our first export of the master, and then we added some volume to the track, and this is how the second one sounds. Yeah man, and that is it. That is how we master tracks in FL Studio. Okay, so what you're gonna do, after you've exported, you're gonna listen to that track again and see the points where the instruments in the mix sound loud. You're gonna go back into your mix, turn them down, come back and master the track again, and try to balance the audios until they sound proper in that mix, and then that track is done. Okay, so I think this is the end of our first series, the mix and master series. The next time we're gonna start another kind of series. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you guys can be able to be notified each and every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.